Today, we're diving deep into the world of mantra. It's a practice that stretches back thousands of years, all the way from ancient spiritual traditions to, believe it or not, modern scientific labs. We're going to explore both sides, the spiritual roots and the really surprising physical effects of using sound as a tool for your mind. Let's get into it.
But first, I want to pose a question to you. Just think about this for a second. What if a simple sound, just a word or a phrase that you repeat, could actually change your body's chemistry? What if it could literally alter your heart rate, shift your entire nervous system, and sharpen your focus? I know it sounds a little like science fiction, but as you're about to see, the evidence is pretty wild.
So, where did this whole idea even come from? Well, to understand that, we got to start with the basics. And believe it or not, the word mantra itself gives us the biggest clue. Okay, this is where it all starts to click. The word mantra actually comes from two Sanskrit roots. You've got man, which means mind, and tra, which means instrument or vehicle. So a mantra isn't just some mystical chant. It's literally a mind instrument. It's a tool designed specifically to work with that constant chatter that goes on in our heads. So that's the ancient definition, which is pretty cool. But what does modern science have to say about it? And this, believe me, is where it gets absolutely fascinating. Researchers have actually started putting this mind instrument to the test to measure exactly what's happening in our bodies when we use it. Let's take a look at a peer-reviewed study from the National Institutes of Health. And what's cool about this study is that they didn't just look at chanting in general. No, they got really specific. They looked at how different styles of reciting a mantra affect our autonomic functions, all the background stuff our body does automatically, like our heart rate and breathing. The study set up a really straightforward comparison between two very different methods. First, you've got loud chanting, which is, well, exactly what it sounds like, saying the mantra out loud. And then you have silent chanting, which is a purely mental repetition, no sound involved. The big question was, does actually making the sound change the effect? Now, to really get what they found, we need a super quick biology refresher. Just think of your nervous system like a car. The sympathetic system, that's your gas pedal. It's the fight or flight response that revs you up and gets you ready for action. And the parasympathetic system, that's the brake. It's your rest and digest mode that cools things down and helps you relax. A healthy body is all about finding that balance between the two. And here are the results. And wow, they are striking. Just look at the data. Silent chanting barely moved the needle compared to doing nothing at all. But loud chanting? Whoa. It caused a massive spike in heart rate and more than doubled the activity in that fight or flight system. So what this tells us is that the physical act of making a sound is a really powerful stimulant. It's not just noise. It's a tool you can use to intentionally hit the gas pedal, to generate alertness and energy whenever you need it. And the study's own conclusion just nails it. They found that loud chanting can boost your focus by, and this is their word, overdriving that alert system. I mean, think about using that to get amped up before a big meeting or a workout. Meanwhile, silent chanting keeps that rest and digest system humming along, which makes it perfect for calming down and managing stress. So you have two different tools for two very different and very useful outcomes.
But here's the thing. This link between sound and our internal state, this isn't some new discovery. While modern science is using tools like heart rate monitors, ancient traditions had their own, really detailed maps to describe these exact same connections. So let's explore that spiritual framework for a minute. And that map is the system of chakras. In yogic philosophy, these are seen as these major energy centers running all the way up the spine. Each one is thought to govern different parts of our being, physical, emotional, you name it. It's basically a conceptual framework for understanding how different frequencies, like sound, can influence us on all these different levels. And inside this system, you find a very specific kind of tool, bija mantras. Bija actually means seed, so you can think of these as seed sounds. They're these super simple, single-syllable sounds, and each one is believed to be a fundamental vibration that resonates with a specific energy center, a specific chakra. So, for example, the sound lam is said to connect with the root chakra, which is all about our sense of stability and feeling grounded. Then you have ram, which connects to the solar plexus, our center of personal power. Yam is for the heart chakra. The whole idea is that by making these specific sounds, you can actually bring your awareness and energy to these different aspects of yourself. So we've got modern science showing us a real physiological effect, and we've got ancient traditions offering a really detailed map. So that brings us to the final, most practical question. How can you actually start to explore this for yourself?
Getting started is actually way simpler than it sounds. It's really just about finding a sound or a phrase that feels right for you, finding a quiet spot where you won't be bothered, and just trying it out. The real key isn't how hard you go, but how consistent you are, and just noticing what you feel, the actual physical vibrations, the shift in your head, without judging it.
So we end up at this fascinating intersection. You've got modern science confirming that the vibrations we make with our own voices have a real, measurable power over our nervous system. And then, for thousands of years, you've had spiritual traditions offering a map for how to use that power with intention. All the evidence, both ancient and new, is right there. So the only question that's really left is a personal one. What will you find when you truly start to listen to your own voice?